video on here. And I was sitting here kind of going through like my thoughts, and I wanted to take this download and share it because as much I love to go back and kind of see myself through my evolution. Even like when I look at my first video from this channel, I look at the video like that's gonna come out today. Totally different person, totally different confidence, totally different, like that person's not even me anymore. It's like way back there. Here's the download. I'm having a vision. I'm talking to a friend about psychic gifts, about gifts of the spirit. We're in this very deep spiritual plane, profound conversation. And I, at some point, because her opening question to me was, do you come from a family of gifted people like you? And I told her, I said, well, it's the women. Like the women in my family are very intuitive. They're intuitive, smart women. And I said, and there's no really recollection of that in the minimum of my family, at least not that I know of, because actually we have like there's literally 4 generations of children. Me, my mom, my grandmother, and her mother, my great-grandmother. None of us knew our dads. So, like the biological father, all of us had dads. You know, we had someone else that came in and did the job, but the actual biological parent, it's missing. Anyway, and I'm talking to her, I said, you know, in families that are loaded with empathy, they tend to have a lot of psychically gifted children. And in case you don't know, and you're just not kind of reaching into this, the 5 psychic gifts are clairsentience, the ability to feel. Like if I can touch an object and get feelings off of it, or if you're feeling and sensing energy around someone, that's clairsentience. Clairvoyance, probably the most popular gift, is the ability to have visions. It's the sight translated into a psychic ability of seeing things beyond what you're seeing right now. It's a very creative flow imagination energy inside the brain. Then we have clairaudience, the ability to hear messages. And not all these gifts are exactly like the way you would think about them. It's not like I'm clairvoyant, I close my eyes and I see things. There are times, yes, because if you close your eyes, you can see light left over. And if you close your eyes and cover it, the light will slowly diminish. And you might see colors, you might see like waves, or like maybe even geometric patterns. Sometimes when I'm laying in bed, especially, as the light is leaving my eyes, the light, as it's dancing behind my eyelids, starts having shapes. And that's part of what the brain does. The brain takes shapes and makes things out of them. So if you look at the front of a car, it looks like it has a face, right? You got the bumper and the headlights, and it's a smile. And some cars look happier than others. Have you noticed that? If you haven't done that before, like just go and look at a bunch of cars and like pretend that they're people. What face is that car making? It says a lot. Anyway, so we have, what I was saying, like the clairsentience, clairfeeling, clairvoyance, clairsight, clairaudience, clairaudio, clairsound. Mine, it's not like I always hear or always see, like I just described the exercise or seeing. Sometimes I know I'm seeing it. 2 more clair gifts. We have smell and taste. One of them is clairgustance. Can't remember which one. And these 2 are things that I've felt and experienced, but they're not like my regulars. The 6th psychic sense that not a lot of people even know about is claircognizance, is the ability to just know. Someone asks a question or someone's telling you a story and you just know the answer, or you just know it's truth or a lie. That is claircognizance. You just know through your divine consciousness what is and what isn't. Anyway, so we're talking about all these gifts. I know it's like tangent. We're going to circle it all back. I had coffee today. Hi, I'm hyper. We're talking about these psychic gifts. And I made the comment about people that have empathic families and have psychic gifted children. And then the vision that came to me was I was seeing tribes. And they were like, I saw a show called Britannia. And there was like a blue tribe, and then there was a red colored tribe, and there was like, I would call them a dirt colored tribe. And each one of these houses had different gifts, kind of like in Harry Potter. They have different gifts based on what it is their energy vessel is. And I think that the reason why they deliberately chose to do selective breeding for so long, and I bet if you go back far enough and have a conversation with one of these people back when spirit was everything, it wasn't about money and time and all that, it was about spirit. Like we have gifts inside of us. We need to preserve these, we need to strengthen these. That's why some people inbreed animals, is to like strengthen certain traits. Anyway, and inbreeding back, farther you go back, was more and more common. And I think what was happening before is I saw these 10 different tribes with 10 gifts, 10 complete gifts of the spirit. And these tribes were basically creating control because this person, this king and queen, they're controlling this circle, this part of the whole human genome, right? And I think that what was happening is that even though there was strength inside the unified divine masculine and feminine energy of the king and the queen with their ultimate gifts, those gifts that are they say they have 100%, which they didn't. It's like no one does because it was broken up. That gift also lives in their people. There are people that also have that. And I think that's what's been happening is that these 10 tribes of control, 10 tribes of separate spiritual gifts, they've been trying to breed to keep these things in, right? Well, now all of us commoners have been we've been inbreeding with other tribes, which is not the right word. We've been crossbreeding with other tribes for so long that many of the people that are being born now are far and beyond some of these great leaders up here, because not only do they have those gifts from their, say, main source tribe, but there's also gifts from over here showing up and over here showing up and over here showing up, and the level of gifted talent individuals is literally skyrocketing. And it's one of those things where, like, in the 90s, this is a literal story from what I'm explaining. If you were in musical theater, the question always was, are you a triple threat? Can you sing? Can you dance? And can you act? That was the thing. And I remember growing up, I never felt, never is a strong word. I did not feel very often like belittled by someone asking me because at the time, like, I was just a singer, and then I became an actor, and I became a dancer. Like, those three things came in succession over 3 decades, basically. But I rarely felt, trying to avoid never, never, and always, I rarely felt belittled by it, because I felt like everything that we do and gain are skills. They're skills. Everyone has a base level of talent that I actually believe is equal. I think that we're all born equally talented, and then through our experiences, how people talk to us, what it is we are told to believe and have faith in, how we use those gifts is how we build skills out of our talents. You know, my first talent was the ability to hear. And then my second talent that I would say is probably tied with that one is to be able to hear and then mimic, copy. It's copy paste, right? Read, copy, paste. And that was my first gift. And it was the copy paste of me going, I know that I can hear this, so I'm just going to replicate it now. That's where all of my other talents and other skills have come from, is from the ability to copy paste, which is all about faith and belief in the fact that we can do anything. We are limitless individuals who are capable of creating worlds, capable of creating talent, capable of creating and moving and manifesting anything we want. Like, it's about the power of our intention and our belief. We can sit there and say, I want this. I want this new job. I want this relationship. I want. But if all we're doing is wanting and we're not creating the change necessary, removing blocks, removing triggers, removing places that are unhealed and healing and bringing them to their highest divine consciousness, until we do that, we can't go out and manifest. It's all about, we're doing this. We want to be feminine. I want to receive. I'm fertile ground. Give to me. Put the seed here. But you have to go out and put the seed too. And the world's changing. People got so freaked out as this all happened. And the more asleep you were energetically and consciously to the whole movement, the less you're getting out of it. When you upgrade to believe that all of this is part of an energetic divine plan being initiated by the Most High and the Most Low, when you can really embody that energy and believe it through and through and through and through and through, and we all do it together, the whole world will shift. And what I believe now is that through our own consciousness, our ability to Google anything, our own personal index of information and understanding and experiences and emotions, it's expanding. Our Google search bar as a human vessel is expanding. And now that we're all there, that's why there's so much mixture of energy now that we are the new one. Those 10 tribes, and it might not be 10, it could be 6, it could be 12, it could be 55. The 10 primal tribes, which I believe we have 10 fingers and toes, the 10 tribes, they had a power and a control and an authority over us because of their extreme gift. But now us, we have done so much work together that we are becoming a new one, and our one is bigger than their 10. And that is where unity is. That is where we are going. Like, that's what this whole issue was about, was locking us down, forcing us to remember, who am I? What are my beliefs? What are my values? What are my willingnesses to work? Who am I? And once that is reestablished and you have an independent sense of what your energy is and what your purpose is here on the earth, what you're here to do, once you're there doing that, and we've all done it together and we all now have acceptance, once you accept yourself, your I, this is I, and you love yourself fully, deeply, compassionately, you will want the same freedom and independence for every person you meet. And as you meet those people again who have now reset back to their ones, the world changes. By 2030, this planet will be completely different than it ever was before. Unity, love, peace, the ability and willingness to share. There's enough resources here for everybody. I think part of the reason why there's been an overpopulation is because people have been making kids just because, or making them by accident. Children were never meant to come into the world by accident. That unification of divine masculine and divine feminine energy through the physical vessels of the sperm and the egg, that was supposed to be a sacred union. Something meant to be protected. Something meant to be honored. Honored. I'm taking protection and moving it out right now. That's not the right word for what we need. We need openness. And if you're protecting, you ain't open. But that unification, that was supposed to be planned. And that's where we're going back to. And once everyone heals and we no longer feel the need to create just because, it's not our ego trying to say, well, we need to have children, we need to do this, I need to get my legacy going on. Once we move past that and we only create children through like a sacred union, there won't be so many people. And even with all the people we have on the planet right now, we still have enough resources. There's enough space and land, and we have enough technology to provide for everyone. But right now, some of the people in charge aren't doing that. And those people are being removed from their offices. They are being taken down because they don't belong here anymore. The world is tired. And by the world, I mean us as a unified body of conscious beings on the planet, but also Mother Earth herself. She's tired. She's tired of watching all her children do these things to each other. She's exhausted. And she's literally creating shifts. Like she is dimensionally changing for us. And we have no choice but to ride the wave with her. You can fight back as long as you want, but the more you fight, the faster you're going to sink. The faster you sink, the faster you're going to die, which is ultimately what you don't want. So ride the wave. Now, I highly encourage you to go back and look at my first video from like January 2nd, 2018. So 4 years and 3 months later. Follow the white rabbit. Follow him, her, they, them. Follow. We all deserve peace and security and comfort and love. We all deserve those things. So it's time to start making those things happen and believing and intending of those things. Wow, I'm so glad I made this video.